All right, are you ready for this one? Because you probably want to be sitting down for this response from one of the CD Projekt RED developers as to why there's no real working police system in Cyberpunk. As you know, this game is completely underwhelming when it comes to an actual working police system in the game. I mean, this type of system is very commonplace in practically every open world game, but let's see Palisasco's response as to why we didn't get a working police system in Cyberpunk 2077. Let's take a listen.
Machiavelli actually asks, Machiavelli, I saw you posted this question a few times, so let's look into it. Why there are no much car chases or motorbikes in traffic, while every other open world game has this game mechanics? Especially lack of car chases in missions or police chases kind of feels weird. Well, I mean, Machiavelli, first of all, not every open world game, right? Because like, I don't think that Sonic the Chase game will have it, or the Elden Ring open world game will have it. Like, I think you're just basically, I understand your point, absolutely, but let's be realistic, right? Like, the open world games that you're referring to is most likely GTA, right? Like, I'm not sure what else that you can be referring to. I guess the the game from Ubisoft. Yes, exactly. The Watch Dogs is another one, right? Like, it's not all open world games.
So there it is. There's his response about why we didn't get a working police system in Cyberpunk 2077. And he mentions the upcoming Sonic game. I don't know, I've been playing an open world Sonic game, and to me it has like a completely working police system, as you can clearly see right here. But seriously, we need to get serious about this response right now. So first of all, they did not say what he just said during the marketing period for Cyberpunk 2077 at all. When they were dishing out, hey, pre-order the game, not once did they tell us, oh yeah, well, we don't have a working police system. It's too complicated for us to figure out. In fact, as I recall, they had their developers telling us that they had like 3 or 4 working police systems. There was your police system, your overall police system, and then you had like further detailed police systems that were supposedly going to be for each individual faction, and they would be interacting with each other, and there would be wars and everything like that. That never happened at all in Cyberpunk whatsoever. And you know what really gets me about this whole thing is the way the question was actually answered. In my opinion, it feels so like condescending. That's how I feel about it. To even go on about the Sonic game and compare Cyberpunk with a police system to this upcoming Sonic game, to me is just like, how is that even a comparison? It cannot be in the same realm at all. And even Elden Ring, please do not get me started. Now, when it comes to actual games that have working police systems, even Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is not modern day whatsoever, it's more like a historical game, super historically accurate. No, but seriously, it has like a wanted system in it, like this really fleshed out whole, you can get hunted by, certain hunters, I guess you would say. But it has this like whole system in it, which is super impressive compared to even what Cyberpunk has done. But yeah, apparently his answer though was supposedly cut off. Take a look at this Reddit thread. We didn't get the full picture. So take a look at this. It says, I encourage everyone to view the entire answer from the stream rather than this edited meme. At the moment, I'm 50-50 on locking this thread due to large quantities of toxic and needlessly argumentative comments. Try to be cordial towards other members here, and then check out this person's comment, Cydric's comment, for additional context. So let's go to that. Let's find out. We need more additional context, apparently. Apparently we're reading this one wrong. So it goes on to say this. Let me zoom in for you all. It says his response was way more polite and elaborated than the question deserved. Aside from the fact that you just kept on spamming your questions, shame on you. Aside from the fact that you just kept on spamming your questions, despite that it didn't fit 4 guests, and when it was obvious it wasn't a subject he wanted to dive into, he actually bothered to answer instead of temp banning you for spam. What did you expect them to say? Wow, are you serious? Like, anyway, I guess some people put developers on this crazy pedestal like they should be worshipped or something like that. In my opinion, they're just people, they should be able to answer questions. That's why they're streaming, and they should expect questions if they're a Cyberpunk developer streaming a Cyberpunk game. It should be expected. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, They go on to say this: throw management or his colleagues under the bus so he's reprimanded and can't stream anymore, or worse? How dare you people? Everyone already knew why without it needed to be said, especially if you follow his streams, where he by now said multiple times that when things aren't in the game, it's not because of malice. Okay, that's reassuring. Then they go on to say this: it seems the aim of your question was to sour the mood, and I guess it managed to bait him to provide you with some crap meme material because he couldn't remember dead franchises on the spot. For those who don't know, here is the actual important part of the answer the original poster decided to cut. So we're going to actually play that here in just a moment and get some insight into this right now. So let's do this. Let's get the full uncut answer from Paolo Sasco as to why they did not include police chases or a working police system in Cyberpunk 2077, despite the fact that developers were constantly promoting even something better than a working police system. So let's take a listen.
About it multiple times in the past, you know, in the streams, that it's been many times. It's been mainly here in our case because of various limitations, you know, that we had, and in this specific case, it was just a technical limitation. And I was talking about it, like, guys. So, like, when it comes to the answering these questions, there's not much more I can really offer, right? It was basically a technical limitation. We simply didn't manage to make it, right? Which probably you Machiavelli knew without asking me this question, because it's not that we didn't make it because we didn't want to. It's just simply like there were some reasons, you know, that basically prevented us from actually being able to deliver this, right?
So there it is. There's like the full response right there. So he's basically saying the game was an early access game. They did not tell us that at all. And, you know, on their promotional material, they didn't say to us, because of technical limitations, we aren't able to provide you with a working police system. Not once did I see that during their advertising campaign at all. Now we have some additional replies here from the community. Let's get into this. We have this one from IO Riza 90, who says, remember when they tried to pass it off as a glitch? I actually remember during a period after the launch of Cyberpunk 2077, they were like saying something like it was a glitch with the police system, that they're working on it. I feel like maybe they were trying to update the game as quickly as possible. Maybe we could fix it and they won't notice. Maybe we get it fixed in a few weeks. But there were so many problems, they were overwhelmed. Then we have this one from, how do you say this name? Kaj Tavold Gray, who says, I'm glad I thought that was, I was remembering it wrong. Early damage control narrative now being rewritten. People definitely have long-term memories when it comes to this sort of thing, especially when you're taking money from them. But anyway, let's get into some additional stuff. All right, so let's move on here. Check this out. These are my most recent videos I did on the channel. If you missed it, check it out on the channel. We got a lot going on here. We had some very big news for Cyberpunk recently. We had the Splinter Cell remake revealed, and then also, yes, CD Projekt versus Keanu Reeves. Caught in a lie. Who's telling the truth? And then we have more big news about Cyberpunk 2077, but in my opinion, it's actually terrible for gamers overall. But see the links in the description below to check out those videos. But we got to talk about this one right here. There's something really cool that has happened to Cyberpunk recently. This is the headline right here. It says, Cyberpunk modder Keanu Reeves adds a fully functional metro system mod with 19 explorable stations in first and third person view. And it is so impressive. The modders are beating the developers to a lot of the features right now. I am so curious, by the way, if during the next gen update, patch 1.5, they're calling it as well, if there's going to be a working metro system. If there isn't, the modders are definitely outpacing the actual developers. It's just insane to me. But we have Pablo397, who actually tested out the entire system right here. If we scroll down here, you could see how you have the train roll up here. You hop on. Can't believe this is not already in the game. It's kind of blowing my mind right now. You have third person view. As you can see, you can look around. This is something that was in, I believe, GTA 4 with a working train. And then you can go on your merry way. And there's also first person perspective as well, as you can see right here. But if you wanted to check out the full video for yourself, go for it. Follow links in the description down below. But my God, once again, modders are proving their worth. And it is cool. I will say this, to CD Projekt Red's credit, they are apparently really working with modders. To what capacity, no one really knows right now, but it's good news that they are actually working with modders. I hope it's to a significant capacity and they actually get in touch with this guy that made that mod and they're like, hey, yo, we want to just throw this mod into our game because it looks like it works really, really well. All right, so yes, it is that time again. It's time for your top comment. So let's check out and see what you guys had to say about my most recent Cyberpunk video. Let's do this. So my most recent video was about massive news for Cyberpunk 2077. And if you missed this one, yes, guess what? They won the lawsuit recently against investors. I guess you would say won. In my opinion, they definitely won. They have to pay out $1.85 million out of the $300 million that they actually got from Cyberpunk in a single year. So that to me is a win for CD Projekt Red. They can just be like, we've done nothing wrong. In fact, they don't even have to admit that they've done nothing wrong in the court, in the legal system. But let's see what you guys had to say about this one. How many of you are really pissed off? Well, so we have Ryan Everett who says, I genuinely enjoyed the game, but there was something that felt missing. The story felt a bit short compared to The Witcher 3. I know this was done intentionally, but hopefully one of the expansions takes place after the ending so that we are not left with a cliffhanger. Also, CD Projekt Red should take a page from Rockstar. GTA 5 and Red Dead 2 both excel at interactivity with the open world, and I believe some of the features could be added into Cyberpunk or even a sequel if they decide to make one. As for the lawsuit, they said that the settlement is not an admission of guilt. They won't admit that misleading people was wrong, which doesn't sit right with me. That's the biggest problem to me right there, is that they could just get scot-free without having to admit anything in a legal setting. Then we have Austin saying this. All this tells other companies is that releasing unfinished games will cost you very little overall, but I guess we'll see how the DLC releases go. I guess that's what we're all hoping for, is that these big expansions are amazing. Then we have the 200, the Earthist, the 200, the artist. Anyway, he says, boost console numbers, give it mods, excuse me. I will get this together. He says, boost the console numbers, give us mods on consoles, or just make them available for next gen only. Just giving a suggestion. I don't know the technical limitations for that on consoles for CD Projekt Red, but I do know that's one of the reasons why. It says this, boost the console numbers, give us mods on consoles, or just make them available for next gen only. Just giving us suggestions. I don't know the technical limitations for that on consoles for CD Projekt Red, but I do know that's one of the reasons, if not the definitive reason, that Skyrim has stayed afloat all these years, especially since Bethesda, made them available for consoles. I also know they probably wouldn't be the same extent as PC mods, but mods would be cool in general. Hell yes, I would love to see that for Cyberpunk. Will it actually happen? I don't know. I see that being like a Cyberpunk 2 situation, just to be honest with you. Right now, they're just working to rebuild their reputation and hope and pray that they can get the DLCs done properly. So yeah, and then also they have to worry about the next gen update as well. So we'll see what happens with that one. But there it is, everyone. Thank you all so much for the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you stayed till the end, smack that like button. Always appreciate that. But thank you for watching. And stay tuned for more Cyberpunk and open world gaming goodness. And I will see you all next time. Take care.